the house. Not a creature was stirring, not even a...
No!
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's...
Yeah!
When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutter and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below.
Hear ye! A charge of literary piracy is to be tried on Christmas Eve within the courts of this fair city of Troy.
Yes.
Wherein the descendants of Major Henry Livingston Jr. charge Clement Clark Moore of falsely claiming authorship of the poem "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
Jefferson's idea, build a pipe for the play. He's worried about hype? He's a producer. He's always worried. It's actually a pretty good idea, right?
Such thin, translucent rag paper. Remarkable.
Some people take this Victorian stroll so seriously. I mean, I guess that's why we're doing the play here.
Great googly, Beth.
Oh, hi, Edna. When my niece heard that you were staying at my B&B, she just had to meet you. So this is Beth. Hi, Beth.
You're Marley Wilkins.
Well, I played a character named Marley on TV, probably when I was about your age, but my name is Madison.
Great googly.
And this is Haley, Madison's friend. They wrote the play together. Hi, Beth.
Hi.
We are thrilled that Connor Avery is starring. You two were so great together in Christmas Time, Cupid. Thank you. Oh, the kiss. Anyway, let's go get some more minced tarts, all right?
Look, it's a horse.
It's a horse. Yeah, they do. That kiss. Don't start.
Dad, taxi's here.
We got a reindeer, 12 o'clock.
Do you have your toothbrush?
Check.
Do you have your lucky socks?
Chickadee check.
It's actually the plane?
Double check.
Wait, there's one more thing.
Connor, got your toothbrush? Come on, your car's outside.
I'm gonna land tonight in New York. I drive upstate, and I'm gonna be staying at the hotel in Troy.
And at this rate, Connor, you'll be lucky if you make your flight.
What is this?
It's a gingerbread footprint salt dough Rudolph it. Dad, don't eat it. It's a Christmas ornament
Oh,
to hang on your tree in New York.
thank you. You know, we're gonna hang it up together when you and Nana come visit me.
If you ever make it there.
Thank you, Ma. Love you. All right, give me a hug, J-Bug. Oh, I'm gonna miss you.
Break a leg, Daddy.
Sorry.
Mind the grease.
I beg your pardon? Oh, you're part of the Victorian... Yes. Well, this is a play about who really wrote the poem "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
An account of a visit from St. Nicholas. The poem was originally titled An Account of a Visit from St. Nicholas.
Yes, it was.
Okay. Merry Christmas.
Hey, Walter.
I got a great potential series all lined up for you. You are going to love it. It's a reboot
We've
of...
already discussed this.
Directing is my focus now.
We make so much money from your acting.
But it's not about the money.
Are you trying to hurt me?
Look, you know I need to stretch my wings.
Isn't that what Icarus said right before?
This is not about hubris, Walter.
Why not start directing with a short like every other actor? Phone cameras can do so much these days.
Why's it got to be a play in upstate New York, where it's cold?
Because the subject matter means something to me.
A poem about Santa Claus.
Yes, a poem about Santa Claus.
Okay. I'm sure it'll be fine, minus the lost revenue. I mean, you've got such a stellar rep in this biz.
Thanks.
I'm sure it'll be fine if it flops.
I appreciate the support. Goodbye, Walter.
You know, call if you need anything or change your mind.
Madison, I got news.
Hey, what's going on?
The Christmas movie I wrote, The Jolliest Holiday, tons of last-minute changes coming in Fast and Furious. And apparently, both the producers and director want me on set.
What?
Did I mention it's in LA? Because I have a flight there this afternoon.
Well, what does that mean for our play?
It means I won't be here to help. So sorry.
No, I'm sorry you have to deal with all of this.
It's okay. At least I don't have to worry about our script.
No, our script's in really good shape. We're good.
I am just a phone call away, and I will be back in time for the Christmas Eve premiere.
Great, good.
I think. And to what should my wandering eyes appear?
Oh, you made it.
Are you smiling?
He smiled.
You smiled first.
Stop, we already talked about this. I don't date actors. Connor!
Hello, ladies.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, Connor.
Hi. It's cool, huh? Makes me feel like John Steed from the Avengers.
It's giving me Dad from Mary Poppins.
Oh.
And now I can't unsee it.
Which is probably a good thing because it's an American poem and you're playing an American.
Is Lena here? I'm super curious to meet my co-star. I kept trying to look her up online, but I just found a bunch of hand modeling credits.
She is
Here.
Oh.
How do you do, fellow counselor?
Connor Avery.
I was watching My Fair Lady to get into character. And I just love Audrey Hepburn. So posh. And I was thinking, maybe that's how I should do my voice for the show. Yeah?
Actually, Lena, hi. You play a modern prosecutor, so no exits. That goes for you too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Madsen Rush, my director. I'm so honored to be you. I'm such a big fan.
Oh, thank you.
Great googly.
Oh, yeah.
It's your catchphrase.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, that was a very long time ago.
Yeah, I was in kindergarten, so it's a really long time ago.
Great. Okay. I'm gonna. Yep.
I'm so excited to be here. I could not believe it when Jefferson told me I got the part.
Amazing.
Everyone,
Yeah.
if you could just
Let's go
gather around
listen to the director.
real quick before we start. Hi. I just wanted to thank you all for being a part of this unique theatrical experience that's part play and part mock trial. A jury made up from real audience members will listen to both sides. Clement Clark Moore, represented by Connor Avery, and Henry Livingston Jr., represented by Lena DeLorean. And then during intermission, we'll render a verdict to determine once and for all who really wrote "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," which has a lot of meaning for this audience because the poem was first published here in Troy anonymously back in 1823. So let's do a read through and then we'll get to blocking. Yeah?
All right.
Where are the blocks? You think that I don't know that you only took this case so that you could see me again?
You wish.
That seems mean. That's mean, right?
Let's just keep reading.
We need to do something. Maybe I could take the time on the flight to try to pare down Lena's lines.
So she seems very sweet. But why was she cast?
I guess you could say we couldn't do the play without her.
How do you mean?
She's the producer's girlfriend. Jefferson was the only producer that would back the play as long as...
Lena got the part.
Right. But you know what? I took this play to give myself a challenge. And Lena is, well, a challenge.
Yeah, she is.
I admire your affinity for understatement. Sorry.
Thanks again for doing this.
Of course.
Hey, how's Josie?
She's good. My mom's gonna bring her out here as soon as she gets off school for winter break.
Connor, you should have told me no.
She is gonna love the Victorian Festival and the play.
I hope so.
I gotta go back to Anna's B&B and grab my luggage. Production just moved my flight up by 2 hours.
What?
I feel like I'm abandoning you.
You're not. Go do your job.
Okay. Just because they pay me. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I love you.
I love you.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
You only took this job so that you could see me again.
Madison. Hey, Connor. Two of my favorites.
Hey, Jefferson.
Hey, thanks again for casting Lena. Girl just needs a chance, you know? Like you need with this play.
Oh, yeah.
I've actually been thinking about the play. It's a great concept. Love the real jury part.
Okay.
The romance isn't working.
Not working.
Yeah, there's no chemistry. These are two former lovers brought together in the court of law over this debate. Instead, it's kind of...
Yeah? I mean, don't worry about the chemistry. Connor will bring the chemistry.
Yeah, I'm just saying maybe you can bump it up with a little something. And another thing, you gotta up the good guy, bad guy angle.
Good guy, bad guy angle?
Audiences want someone to root for and someone to root against.
But this town has been debating who wrote this poem for years. We might alienate half our audience.
More like stir their passions.
Jefferson, we open in 10 days.
Yeah, that's plenty of time.
Hey, look, I don't want to step on any toes here, but I think we should respect Madison and Haley's original vision.
Yeah, we are, Connor. It's already built into the story. Okay, look, on one side you got this Moore guy, right? It's a rich Manhattan property owner who's against all Christmas celebrations. And on the other side, we got Henry Livingston Jr. He's a farmer. He's a family man. The man is a hero of the Revolutionary War who wrote these poems for his children. And then he had his most beloved creation stolen by a real-life Scrooge.
But we don't know that for a fact.
I mean, we do, but we don't. Hey, not like they're gonna come back and dispute it, am I right?
My agent is so gonna gloat.
Are you gonna make the changes?
I mean, what if he's right? What if the romance is meh and the audience does want someone to root for? Should we pick a side? I can't do that and direct the play and somehow teach Lena how to act in 10 days.
She doesn't need to be Meryl Streep. She just needs to say her lines and not bump into the furniture. Preferably without an English accent.
Oh, I want it to be better than that, though. I want it to be good. I want to be good.
You will be. And I'm gonna help you if you want me to.
Yeah?
I happen to be a whiz at research.
You are.
It's my secret superpower. If you want, we can go to the library and get into the nitty-gritty on Livingston and Moore, see if we can find our good guy, bad guy angle there.
I have already asked so much of you.
I don't mind. I am staying in the smallest room at that hotel downtown, and I'm going to go stir crazy. Meet you at the B&B, 10 a.m.
Okay, 10 a.m. It's a date. Well, not a date, of course.
Of course.
Because I don't date actors.
Yeah, me neither.
Thank you, Connor. You're a really good friend. But how do I personify Livingston as the hero in the courtroom?
Or more.
Jefferson was pretty adamant about making Livingston the protagonist.
So we're gonna purposely leave the jury?
I don't know. I'll let you know what Connor and I find. Are you seriously decorating your hotel room?
Yeah, I borrowed from production. Helps get me in the mood. What was that about Connor?
What?
You said you'd let me know what Connor and I find.
He's helping me do research.
Carrying your books to class.
Aren't you too busy for misguided innuendo?
One should never be too busy for innuendo.
Misguided.
You have your version, I have mine.
I'm hanging up now.
Good luck.
Let me warm up that coffee for you.
Thank you, Edna.
You're here early. Good morning, Edna.
Good morning. Well, I insisted that Connor come here for breakfast. You know what? The hotel where he's staying at, it just has the worst buffets, right?
The waffles are perfect.
You're perfect.
Well, I see charming Connor is back in fine form.
2 years post-divorce. I'm really just trying to put myself out there.
All right, well, I'll let Edna know.
Please do. Listen to this. Many of Major Livingston's poems were written for his children and published in New York papers and magazines anonymously or under quirky pseudonyms such as Senor Whimsicalo Pompaso. Livingston's grandson, Sidney, claimed to have found the original handwritten copy of the Christmas poem in his father's desk with its original crossouts, but the manuscript was lost in a house fire later that year. How convenient.
I've never heard that before. Where did you find this?
Up in the stacks. Had to use the old Dewey Decimal System. And I'm pretty sure I haven't said Dewey Decimal System since I graduated law school.
Law school? Wait, you're a lawyer?
Well, I never actually passed the bar anywhere, and that is a much longer story, and yours truly has a date with the unauthorized biography of Clement Clark Moore to find.
We're focusing on Livingston.
You are. I'm playing the guy defending Moore, and I want to be prepared.
Oh, you really are a research nerd.
Guilty.
Terribly sorry for the disturbance, miss. I always was a bit of a foozler.
A what?
Foozler. Or klutz, in the parlance of your time.
Man, you take this Victorian stroll thing so seriously.
My time is before that of Queen Victoria.
Aha. Have we met somewhere?
I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Major Henry Livingston, Jr., at your service.
Oh, you're one of the Livingston cosplayers.
I beg your pardon?
I saw a few Livingstons out there, and Moores, and at least 2 or 3 Sherlock Holmes.
Rest assured, miss, I'm the genuine article.
You really get into the spirit. That's it. Spirit. Ghost. Shh. Sorry. Livingston's ghost comes back to testify at his own trial. Boom. Personification. Do you know where the Spark Street Theater is?
I am acquainted with the establishment, yes.
Connor's desk? This whole half. Right, we'll do that.
So many pages.
I love it. It's Law and Order meets the Ghost of Christmas Past. It's Dickens with a deposition.
Thanks, Jefferson.
So, who do you got in mind for Livingston?
I have found someone.
There's someone inexpensive.
Yes.
Oh, would I know them?
No, he's actually local, so.
Oh, even better. Ooh. I gotta take this.
Okay.
Go for Jefferson.
So what's his name? The new guy.
He actually likes to go by Livingston.
So he's a method actor.
I'm not sure. He's a little difficult to read, so.
Well, when do we get to meet him?
He should be here any. You know, actors aren't the most punctual.
I am not an actor. I'm a mapmaker and surveyor by trade, and by avocation, an illustrator and poet.
He's here.
Hi, I'm Andy McDowell, and I'm thrilled to bring you this exclusive sneak peek of the all-new original Hallmark series, The Way Home.
So you're keeping bees now?
Yeah, got them off of Craigslist. They're endangered. Thought I'd do my part, you know?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I wanted to commend you on your redecorating. It's very Airbnb. When did you decide to do that?
I don't know. Just happened over the years.
Oh, and all the photos of us, of Jacob and Dad, they just, what, disappeared over the years too? Mom, it's like they never existed.
Look, Kat, just because you came home doesn't mean we pick up right where we left off. I've moved on. You should too.
The Way. At your service?
I think you'll find that he is well-versed in all things Livingston and able to ad-lib when needed.
Ad-lib. Ad-libbing?
Sean, our stage manager, will get you some new pages. Yes, here you go. Thank you.
Thank you, my good sir. I assure you, you shall receive my utmost attention.
Is this our Livingston? Welcome aboard, Major. I am loving this costume. Great detail, very lived in. Is this his or ours? You know what? Never mind. Just send me the number to your tailor, will ya?
You're a bit of butter upon bacon, aren't you?
Well, don't tell my cardiologist. Oh, he's our good guy, yeah? Maybe just lighten him up a little bit.
All right, let's get it on its feet, yeah? Major, would you mind reading your pages?
Certainly.
Out loud?
I was commissioned major in 1775. The fiddle was a great distraction when hostilities began. Those were trying days indeed. It seemed as though everyone strove to find some light-hearted distraction to divert their attention from the uncertainty that surrounded us. Though I do often point to that time as the quiet spark for my own creative endeavors later in my life.
That was perfect. Really, that was great. Okay. Wow, something smells amazing. You're here again.
I may have volunteered to help Edna yesterday for tomorrow night's Victorian stroll.
Well, Saturday night is the most important night of the festival, and Connor just volunteered to help make cookies to give out.
You bake?
Yeah, I have a 7-year-old daughter. I mean, baking cookies is the easiest skill I've learned along the way.
Tomorrow we could assemble the gingerbread houses and then we could frost them.
You know, if my boss lets me out on time.
Are you staying here tonight?
Oh,
Like,
he's staying through the holidays. I insisted. A last-minute cancellation, fortunately. Yeah, well, I mean, that hotel that he's staying at, I mean, that's just like a shoebox and it has about as much charm. I'm so excited. Oh, wow.
here.
Oh, hello, Frosty. Really making yourself at home, huh?
I could probably get you a matching apron if you like.
Are you flirting with me?
Do you want me to be?
Yes. sorry. I'm having such a hard time writing the romance part of this play. I mean, am I so out of practice that I can't even write banter anymore?
Can I help?
Tell me something romantic.
Our kiss in Christmas Time Cupid was my favorite on-screen kiss.
I meant, like, tell me a romantic story.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
No, it was a great kiss. And a great movie kiss.
Movie kiss, right. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Josie. West Coast, bedtime. Hey, J-Bug. Hope you're being good for Grandma.
You look like an elf. Like, not the ones like at the houses. You look like the ones that do like the jobs and make the toys and cook the food for Santa.
What do you want for Christmas?
I honestly don't know. I want to be with you.
I want to be with you too. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Court is in session.
You testified that you wrote "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" in 1823 as an entertainment. Entertainment? Yeah. For your children, and that it was never your intention to see it published.
Major, that's your line?
Yes, that's correct.
A lot of people have criticized your claims. Claims, that makes more sense. Because you never before declared authorships. Sorry. What is your response?
I never wanted a name put to it at all. My poem is a celebration of Christmas magic. I wanted my children, all children, to experience that magic, as if it might have come from St. Nicholas himself. When it comes to my poetry, my family, and my heart, I would not sell you a dog.
Sell a dog. Sell a dog. That's not in my. It's not in my script.
It's okay. Just go with it.
Selling dogs sounds bad. I don't know what that means. I don't know how to. I'm so sorry. I'm really nervous. I really want to be good for you for this, but my mind feels like it's going a million miles a minute. And I knew my lines. I knew all of my lines, but now there are way more lines. And this new guy in here, I mean, he's just making up all his own lines. He's coming in with his accent, his clothes. He's like, hello.
I know.
Are you gonna fire me?
No.
If Jefferson wasn't the producer.
Lena,
I get it. I really thought I would be better, but I can act. I can, I promise. It's been a while.
How long?
Freshman year of college, I was A2 Annie in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Should I maybe sing my line?
No. No singing, please.
It's just I'm feeling really self-conscious because it feels like they're all looking at me like I don't know what I'm doing, and it just kind of makes my brain shut off until I don't know what I'm doing.
No, I used to get like that too.
You did?
Yeah.
How did you get over it?
My dad had this technique that. You know what? How do you feel about gingerbread?
In what?
Come with me. Come on. This is the overall vision of what we want to accomplish.
I thought this was an acting lesson.
It is. So, do you have an overall vision for your character?
I think so.
can you tell me some elements of her that you think are important?
I think that she is someone who believes in the truth.
And is truth her cornerstone?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so the gingerbread is the cornerstone of the gingerbread house, right? At least for our purposes here.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So if truth is her cornerstone, pointing her in the right direction, what is the element that binds those truths together?
Sugar?
She couldn't have gone very far in her search for the truth without...
Money.
Tenacity? Yeah, that too. All right, tenacity. So we are gonna make the royal icing our tenacity. So if these two pieces are the truth, can you recall some lines of the play that represent your character's quest for the truth?
'Twas the night.
Wait. I want you to do that while putting this together, okay? Just trust me.
Oh.
Okay.
'Twas the Night Before Christmas was published anonymously in the Troy Sentinel in 1823. It wasn't until 1844, after the poem had already become popular, that Clement Clarke Moore claimed authorship of it. Why the wait? Was he shy, or was it because the poem's true author, Henry Livingston Jr., had already passed away? I am here to say that it's the latter.
What? That was line by line perfect.
I didn't get nervous.
No, because you were concentrating on something other than just the words, you see? Okay, so when you need to remember that section of the dialogue, you think of these two pieces and you remember the lines that go with them.
What if someone ad-libs again?
Then you think of this gingerbread house and you respond from who your character is. Truth-seeking and tenacious. She believes that Livingston is the real author who wrote 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, not more. And she's gonna prove that. Respond from there. Yeah?
Yeah.
Great. All right. Next section.
Hello. 2 houses.
3, actually.
Okay.
Lena went a little overboard.
I can see that, but we won't say no. Thank you. All proceeds from the bake sale go to planting more trees in downtown Troy, so thank you both, and thank you, Lena.
Absolutely.
Are you two going to stick around, or do you have more work to do on the play?
I actually do have one more scene to write, but I think I'm just too exhausted to do it tonight.
Well, in that case, you should take one little stroll around the festival. It's really quite special.
I'm game.
Thank you. Oh. Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
That is so good.
Pretty sure that's not from the Victorian era.
I am so fine not diving into that time period right now. This is delicious. So, who do you think our Livingston really is?
My money's on him being a history teacher in real life.
Too obvious.
Yeah?
No,
Who do you think he is?
a retired spy who still likes to put on different personas.
Like a centuries dead poet?
Perfect cover. Yeah?
No, that was some seriously impressive teaching technique you used back there on Lena.
It was a trick my dad taught me when I first started on Bet Your Bottom Dollar. Association, chunking, and visualization. We'll break down large chunks of content into smaller parts to make it easier to remember, and then associate those pieces with a particular image.
Gingerbread.
Gingerbread. And then when it's time to recall, you pull up that image and the words will come. Yeah.
Was your dad an actor?
No, actually, he was a cognitive psychologist. And he loved the theater. And he took me to see The Nutcracker when I was barely 4. And that was it. I loved it. He took me to voice, ballet, stage combat.
Nice.
Yeah, I loved everything about it. The smell of the grease paint, the imagination. But mostly because it was our thing, you know? I was 11 when he passed away. It was season 2 of me playing Marley Wilkins, and I know he was so proud of me, but I always had this feeling that he wanted me to go back to the theater. Maybe even Broadway. Someday. He'd have loved that.
You're back doing theater now.
Years later.
You could have kept doing TV. A great career, but you took a risk. I admire that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Reindeer, please, please. Oh, perfect, yeah. Hello, how are you? Oh, I'm great, thank you for asking.
Well, that's very sweet.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting me tag along. I think I actually started to blink in time with the cursor this morning.
Well, anytime you need a distraction, I'm your man.
Thanks.
And I'm your reindeer.
He is a charlatan.
I'm sorry?
You cannot allow this mockery to go unchallenged.
I'm so lost.
Livingston, you are the one to defend the truth and end this fallacy for good.
You gonna get that for Josie?
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay. You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
Good morning, Edna.
Well, I will have you know, your gingerbread houses were the talk of the table. They raised 3 times as much as expected.
That's great, Edna.
Something wrong, hon?
Yeah. Just champagne problems, as they say. My agent sent me a project with a direct offer.
Oh, no. And it's the week before Christmas. And you can't do the play, and you...
No, I can do the play. Starts in early January and films in Lithuania.
Oh, well, that is a beautiful country.
It is. And I've always loved traveling for work. It's just, I don't want to be that far away from my daughter anymore. It's not like when she was little and I could just pack her up and bring her with me.
I get it. Priorities change, especially when you become a parent. You know, when I met my husband, he was the pilot and I was the flight attendant, but once our first child came along, we made some changes.
The B&B.
My sister owns the bakery in town, so it just made sense to settle here. And, well, it was a big change, and it was certainly challenging, but it was the right choice for our family. Lives evolve, right? Sometimes reinventing yourself can be a really good thing. Like what Madison's doing. I mean, who knows? Maybe you could become a lawyer for real.
Gingerbread? 3 houses worth.
I'm still gonna steal that for my next movie.
Connor said you would say that.
Connor did he?
No, don't even start.
You brought up his name for the 5th time in the last 4 minutes.
Haley.
What?
I'm not saying you're going steady.
Are you?
I'm just teasing you. I'll stop. No more Connor jokes.
Thank you. So, have you finished those 14 pages of notes yet?
Yeah. And now I have 9 new ones.
The director and
producers have different visions.
Wow.
Our reminded them
last night that this is a movie about Santa Claus on vacation, not Jake in Chinatown.
So no early return to Troy?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
And that marks the end of my 15-minute human interaction break. Knock 'em dead out there.
You too. Bye.
You think I don't know? You only took this case because you knew you would see me again.
Oh, well, that was good.
Yeah. Really? You think so?
Oh, yeah. Wait, what's with the gingerbread?
I'm learning my lines.
Actors are weird.
You call me an actor.
Well, because you are.
No one's ever called me an actor before.
Lena, my dear, if I didn't believe in you, I never would have backed this poem trial story. I mean, what do I know about putting on plays? I'm a film guy. I did this so you'd believe in you.
Might be the sweetest thing you've ever said to me.
I can't wait for the world to see you up on that stage. And you know who could be the first? Sophia Ferrantino.
Sophia Ferrantino, the Broadway producer? No, you're kidding. Are you kidding?
I'm working on it.
Oh, thank you. You're the best. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've got to finish learning my lines.
Gingerbread.
Oh, wrapping Josie's presents? You need help?
Sure.
A guide to legal research. Great debates in criminal law. Wow, Josie is very advanced.
Those are mine. What can I say? I'm inspired by Livingston's acting method. So the thing is, I always wanted to be a lawyer.
Yeah, you mentioned something about that.
My mom was a single mom. We didn't grow up with a lot of resources. I did get some scholarships, but it was still a stretch. Ironically, law school is how I wound up being an actor.
I don't understand.
Good lawyer needs to be able to think on his feet, right? Change course at the drop of a hat. So I signed up for improv class. I was the only law student in the group, and one night a casting agent comes in there and she offers to take me for a commercial.
And you got it.
I did. I paid for that whole next semester in cash. Felt good.
And then what, acting just took over?
Well, before I knew it, I'd met Regina and Josie had come along, and the fastest way for me to support my family was to just keep going forward.
On the road that you accidentally chose.
Or the road that accidentally chose me.
So then what are you doing with this?
I told you, I'm researching my role as Moore's defense counsel. So, how's the romance polish?
It's much easier making Livingston the good guy than writing that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. Have you given any thought to having the ghost of Moore give his testimony? Seems only fair.
We open in 3 days. Just pass me the tape. Please. And a bow. Thank you.
Checking in. How's it going?
It's going. Hopefully we're gonna get through a full rehearsal today.
Hopefully?
We've had a few hiccups, but I think everything is smoothed out now.
I hope so. Some of your fan sites have already gotten wind of your new phase. Even some pics of you out there in some English.
Period setting?
It's the Victorian stroll, I told you. It happens every year here in Troy.
Yeah. Hey, did you get that email about the producers?
Yes, Walter, I did.
And?
And I'm concentrating on directing. We've discussed this a lot.
For how long?
Just let me get through one production and then we can talk again, okay?
I'm worried, Maddie.
Why?
What if something goes wrong?
I mean, you've bitten off a lot here. Writing with Haley and directing for a one-night-only
Play. Theater isn't exactly a regular field, Maddie.
I can do this, Walter. I can. I have to go. Hi.
There she is, our fearless leader, Madison Rush herself.
Uh-oh, now I'm nervous.
Yes, and she's hilarious to boot. Now, Madison Rush, I want you to meet one of the finest theatrical producers of the 21st century, Sophia Ferrantino.
That's a bit much, Jefferson.
All right, well then how about a Broadway legend?
That'll do.
So nice to meet you.
Jefferson has said such wonderful things about you on display.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. Thank you.
I'm excited to see it.
Great. Well, we'll see you on Christmas Eve.
Yes, about that.
Watch the rehearsal? Have you lost your mind?
Which she knows it's a rehearsal.
Our first full run through, provided we actually make it all the way through this time.
Oh, this is just semantics.
It is really, really, really rough, Jefferson. Did you tell her that?
Well, you know, maybe not 3 reallys worth of rough, but she knows that we're still in the polishing phase.
No, not polishing. We don't even know where Livingston is.
I text him.
Sean didn't get his contact info. He doesn't think the guy has a phone.
Doesn't have a... Do you think this guy does cosplay all year round? Or is it like after Christmas he just goes back to being an assistant manager?
It doesn't matter. He's not here now.
Okay, well, hopefully he gets here soon. Sophia Ferrantino is considering taking our little production for one of her off-Broadway farm team theaters. Maybe eventually the Great White Way itself. I know, I'm not a theater guy, but even I know that this is a big deal.
So she's here now.
Yes, it's her only chance to see it before she leaves for Vienna.
Well, then let's go for it.
It's not ready.
Madison, you're a great director. Trust your instincts.
Around everyone. Okay, so we have a special guest of Jefferson's here to watch our very first full run-through. So let's go for the goal of smooth and professional, okay? All right, let's do this. Woo! Yes.
Starting up in 2 minutes, everyone.
Okay. Hey, you got this. All right?
Sophia, after you.
Thank you, Jefferson.
Best seats in the house, right?
There's still no sign of Major Livingston.
Have you tried his dressing room?
Yes, ma'am. It's empty.
Well, we're gonna have to wing it.
"'Twas the Night Before Christmas" is one of the most famous poems in American history. It was published anonymously in the Troy Sentinel newspaper on December 23rd, 1823, and it has gone on to become something that nearly everyone can happily recite. Yet the one question that no one can successfully answer is, who really wrote it? Tonight, we're going to answer that question. Only, it's not who you may think. For though the poem has been attributed to Clement Clarke Moore, it wasn't until nearly 20 years after the poem was published that Moore claimed it by including it in a book of his poems, after it had already become famous and after its true author had passed away. Tonight, I intend to set the record straight and prove to you all that the poem's rightful author is Major Henry Livingston Jr., who will finally get his due. Thank you. You're up, counselor.
Every time verses of the beloved poem "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" have been published, they have been under the authorship of Clement Clarke Moore.
Mr. Evans, in your expert opinion as lead historian for the Troy Historical Society, do you believe that Clement Clarke Moore is the true author of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas"?
I do have a hard time believing Clement Moore wrote it.
And why is that?
For one, the style and subject matter is not consistent with Moore's work, whereas it is very much true to the poems Major Livingston wrote at the time.
Livingston's cues in 4 minutes.
Is there any other reason you have a hard time believing Moore wrote the poem?
Clement Clark Moore was known to be, how should I say, a bit of a curmudgeon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the facts of this case are centuries old. So I have sent a subpoena back in time to the great beyond, requesting the very spirit of Major Henry Livingston Jr. himself.
Your Honor, aside from my obvious objection to calling witnesses that aren't even alive, I object to counsel's delusions that they even have the ability.
Let's see where this goes. Counselor, call your next witness.
Your Honor, I call the spirit of Major Henry Livingston Jr. The spirit of Major Henry Livingston Jr.
Nice effect.
Thanks.
Sir, would you state your name for the record?
Major Henry Beekman Livingston, Jr.
Your Honor, I object.
Grounds?
So many, I'm not even really sure where to start. Certainly a problem with calling witnesses back from the dead is that they have no incentive to tell the truth.
Sit down, Counselor.
Major, would you please tell the court, how did you support yourself after the war?
I farmed my land, and we had a boat dock through which we supplied merchant sailors traveling the Hudson.
You've led quite a remarkable life. Tell me, at any point did you ever write poems for your children?
I certainly did.
Were any of these poems about Christmas, perhaps?
Oh, yes. There was a particular favorite of mine.
Could you recite a little of that for us?
Why, certainly. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, the little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick.
I cannot believe what I am hearing. What that man is saying is a patent lie. I cannot stand by and abide this skullduggery any longer.
I know you.
Of course you know me. I am your client, Clement Clark Moore.
Oh, great googly.
So this is Guild.
Just go with it.
Your Honor, I call Clement Clark Moore to take the stand.
Should we stop this?
No, let's roll with it. See what Connor does.
Mr. Moore, please tell us about the circumstances surrounding your writing the poem.
Certainly. One Christmas Eve in 1822, I was out shopping for the Christmas turkey in Greenwich Village. While riding in my one-horse open sleigh, I looked at my driver. He was a sort of roly-poly merry fellow, and it was the image of him in the moonlight with the snow falling that inspired me to hurry home and write.
What was it you wrote when you returned home?
I wrote the 56 lines of poetry known as A Visit from St. Nicholas, better known today as 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Why didn't you sign your name to it or claim credit after it had been published?
Oh, it was just a trifle that I'd written for my children to read to them on Christmas Day. I certainly didn't expect or want it to be shared publicly, least of all with my name on it. That would have been an embarrassment for a gentleman.
Then why did you claim credit to it 20 years later?
Mostly at the behest of my children. I was about to publish a book of poetry, and they requested I include it for them.
That doesn't sound very curmudgeonly to me.
Great job.
Your witness, counselor.
Lena. Just a few questions, Mr. Moore. Have you heard people describe you on the stand?
I have.
And how did that make you feel?
It does not represent who I am. It is true that in my work I objected to writings that glorified irresponsible activities. Alcohol, tobacco, dancing. But I believe a writer should be careful with his words, not to romanticize wicked and harmful pursuits.
Like smoking, perhaps?
Precisely like smoking.
Then why would you write about St. Nicholas smoking a pipe?
I did not think...
The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath.
I was struggling to find something that rhymed properly with wreath. So I set upon teeth. And as I thought more, I remembered my driver from that evening who had a short, stubby pipe.
But you didn't have to include that, did you? Unless, of course, someone less bothered by smoking actually wrote the poem.
Aha.
This is not over.
Not yet, it's not.
And that is where we will end the rehearsal. In the actual play, the jury will deliberate during intermission and then render a verdict, which will be as much of a mystery to us as it will be to the rest of the audience. Okay, great job, everyone. Yeah, good, yeah, okay. I told you you could do it.
Thanks to you.
No.
The gingerbread thing was really helpful, and the smoking thing just kind of like popped into my head.
Who is the new guy?
I thought you knew him.
No, I've seen him around, but I thought he was part of the whole Victorian stroll.
Right.
Like Livingston.
Yes.
Where is Livingston? He better show up for the Christmas Eve performance.
Yeah, and the Morgos, too.
Oh, no, please.
Hey, Sean, did we get the guy playing Moore's info?
No, ma'am. When I went to the Fairmont Livingston, they were both gone.
Those guys are really method.
Friends, colleagues, thespians. That new ghost was genius. Tell me you got him for free. You know, it doesn't matter. Unless you paid a lot, then it does.
No, actually, I
It doesn't matter. You know what? It's great. It's great. And do you want to know what else was great? Sophia Ferrantino loved what she saw. It's nothing concrete, but it's looking really positive. And you, my darling, were incredible. So good.
I was pretty good, wasn't
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was going to do either.
Josie and my mom will be here tomorrow.
Is that what she looks like now?
She has grown up so fast. I know every parent says that.
No. She was such a little girl when she used to come to set 2 years ago.
I know.
Wow.
And you know, I've tried to be there as much as I can, and I still feel like I've missed out.
Well, that's what the law books are really about.
Maybe. I mean, lawyers don't have to travel as much for work. You know one of the things I admire about you the most? You could have coasted for a long time being the great googly girl, but you reinvented yourself. First with the movies, now with this. It's inspiring.
Inspiring? I don't think anyone's ever said that to me before.
I find that impossible to believe.
Tell me something romantic.
Looking at you right now, I feel like my heart is gonna beat out of my chest.
Same.
What do they say about watch kettles?
That they miss their kids. I missed you so much.
I missed you too. What's that?
A little surprise. Figured we could do a little decorating. Josie, I believe this should be the first one on the tree.
Yes.
Josie, Mom, you remember Madison?
Of course we remember her. How are you, Madison? Nice to see you again.
So nice to see you again as well. I'm glad you guys could make it.
We're excited to see your Christmas play.
Thank you.
Are there reindeer?
Hello, that's what we forgot. The reindeer. Oh, she's in a hurry.
Well, it's a big tree.
Dad, are we going to the Christmas costume festival thing?
We're absolutely going to the Christmas costume festival thing. But we gotta finish this tree first.
Well, it was good to see you.
No, join us.
Oh.
We could use your help.
Oh, no, it was a family thing. I couldn't.
Come on, join us.
Oh, come on, join us.
Okay.
Good.
That makes me drink from ear to ear. Listen close and I'll tell you why. It's my favorite time of year. Oh, yeah. Candy canes and mistletoe, topped with friends and all that snow. When it's done, don't want it to go. It's my favorite time of year. But no Christmas feels right without you by my side. Ooh, so baby, come home for Christmas. So baby, come home. Don't you know it's Christmas? Don't you know? A roaring fire and candlelight. Now all I need is you here tonight. So baby, please come home. Can't spend the holidays alone. So baby, come home.
Let's go.
All right.
She's so excited. Lena, hi.
Hey.
Oh, hi. Are you okay?
Can we talk?
Sure. Hey, I'll catch up with you all.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, one of the reasons I wanted to do the play is that Jefferson told me that you would be directing it.
Really?
I've been a fan of yours for so long, and I really wanted to learn from you.
Thank you.
But is something going on? Jefferson filmed part of my performance the other night, and he sent it to a producer friend of his who is filming a movie, thinking that if he liked it, maybe I would get a small part. Yeah, that's a great idea. And so I shot an audition, and I sent it in. And I got the second lead role.
What?
Congratulations.
I wouldn't have
gotten it without your help.
No, I bet that's not true.
I think we both know better.
The only thing I ever helped you with was your confidence. Well, why don't you seem happier?
Because it starts filming on December 27th.
Oh.
In New Zealand. So I have to leave today.
I'm sorry, I never actually considered second lead.
And our play?
Whatever you want, I'm gonna support. You know, money's paid for. Let the show go on if you like.
Without our lead actress, Jefferson.
You have to understand, I only agreed to support this play because of Lena. I love that girl so much. Hey, my first priority is to do right by her.
I get that, but what about the rest of us? Okay, everyone who has worked so hard on this production. And what about Sophia Ferrantino, huh? She's not gonna take a show to Broadway that's never even been performed once.
I'm truly sorry.
Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even, brightly fish on the moon that night, though the thrust was cruel.
She can't still do the play?
It's already Christmas Eve in New Zealand, and she's got to fly to California, pack, and then fly to Auckland and basically be situated in 3 days.
She can't do the play.
No, she can't do the play. However, she did offer to try, which I appreciated.
You turned her down?
Of course. This is way too good of an opportunity for somebody just starting out.
No. What do we do then?
Nothing. And we don't have a lead actress, and we open in a day. This is literally a disaster. I'm sorry, Dad. I tried.
Here you are.
Haley? How are you here?
I was already on the way back when Jefferson called to tell me.
Our play is ruined, Haley.
No, it isn't.
We don't have a lead actress.
Then we're gonna have to use our understudy.
Understudy? We don't have an understudy. We couldn't afford an understudy.
Madison, we have an understudy.
No. No, the whole reason I chose to do this play was so I could step away from acting.
The whole reason you chose to do this play was so that you could reinvent yourself as a director. That doesn't mean you can't act too. Bring a little part of the old you into the new you. Nothing comes from nothing.
Did you just quote Sound of Music to me?
Yeah, you weren't supposed to notice. This is your baby, Mads. The Christmas show that meant so much to you.
These are the pulleys. They help bring up the curtains, which is the most amazing feeling when you're standing like... Hey.
Hey.
Just showing her the office.
I love it.
We'll get out of your way.
No, stay. It's a magical place.
Order in the car.
So? What about the play?
Hey, Josie. You know what my dad used to tell me about being up here? Do it because you love it.
Climb every mountain, ford every street.
No. Stop.
Follow the rainbow?
Nope.
I am here to support my favorite clients.
Really? And who is that?
Oh, funny.
These are beautiful. Thank you.
Sure, I'd rather you be acting full-time, but...
Thank you, Walter. I know that in your own way you mean well.
I also told the TV producers that you weren't interested.
You did?
I haven't seen you this passionate about something in a long, long time. You know, when Ben was sick, he asked me to look out for you.
I know.
I suppose I just always figured he meant financially, you know, for security, but maybe I can do a better job in a lot of other ways, too, creatively.
Thank you, Walter.
Go make him proud.
I hope you have a great show.
Thank you, Comet.
I'm Prancer.
Yeah, of course you are. Thank you, Prancer's friend.
You're welcome. Oh, is that your script?
Mm-hmm.
New York.
I'm exploring my options.
I always thought you'd make an excellent lawyer.
I remember.
There's some really great dance schools in New York.
Oh, yeah. Go, Prancer. Let's go.
panels, went through a line of ticket holders, and I selected 9 volunteers.
And the 10th?
Mrs. Prescott didn't give me a choice.
No chance. I'm gonna miss my chance to be up close and personal with this.
Okay, thank you.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
I can't find Milano Livingston.
Of course not.
Do you want to go forward as if they're going to be called, or just revert back to the original version without?
If they don't show, we'll just...
We'll improv.
We'll improv. Yeah, we'll improv.
Yeah. Okay, Lena, messenger this over. She wanted me to give it to you before the show, okay? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, places, everyone.
Break the leg. Oh, thank you. You too.
Okay, curtain.
"'Twas the Night Before Christmas" is one of the most famous poems in American history. Published anonymously in the Troy Sentinel newspaper on December 23rd, 1823, it has gone on to become something that nearly everyone can happily recite. Yet the one question that no one can successfully answer is, who really wrote it? Well, tonight we're going to answer that question. And the truth may surprise you. Counselor, your turn.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, for almost 2 centuries, there's only been one name on the front cover of the book, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Clement Seymour. Never in all the years he was alive did any publisher ever dispute this fact. It was only afterwards, in the fog of time, that questions arose. From people who did not know Mr. Moore, but judged his capabilities based on pure speculation. I say we end such speculation and give back Mr. Moore his good name by rendering the right and true verdict that the author was Clement Clark Moore.
Can you believe it's here, our favorite time of year? Smiles are bright like diamonds all around. Like music to my ears, there's laughter in the air. My heart beats to the rhythm of the sound. Let's celebrate good times, make a memory tonight. Why don't we dance for the Yuletide? Come on, everyone, let's celebrate good times.
You think I don't know? The only reason you took this case was because you knew you'd see me again.
Guilty as charged.
Your Honor, I call to the stand Major Henry Livingston.
Did you do that?
You're not Henry Livingston.
No, indeed. Major Livingston was unfortunately detained.
Anybody got anything?
Counselor? Perhaps I could speak with my client?
By all means, counselor.
Good evening, sir. Would you please introduce yourself to the court?
I am Clement Clark Moore, scholar and author.
And you wrote poetry?
I wrote a great deal of poetry, much of which was high-minded. It is ironic that the poem that I am best remembered for is one I scratched out one Christmas Eve.
Mr. Moore, please tell us about the circumstances surrounding your writing the poem.
Certainly. One Christmas Eve, while riding in my one-horse open sleigh, I looked to my driver. He was a roly-poly merry fellow, stubby pipe clenched in his teeth, and it was the image of him with the moon shining and the snow falling that inspired me. Upon arriving home, I wrote out the verses that we now discuss.
And yet, it wasn't until 1837 that you took credit for its authorship. Why is that?
I had more scholarly ambitions. It had been a source of teasing among my more academic friends that I had written this children's poem. But one of my friends seemed to have let the cat out of the bag, so I ultimately chose to admit my authorship.
I'm going to ask you directly, as you are under oath. Who authored "'Twas the Night Before Christmas"?
I did, sir.
No further questions.
Actually, Your Honor, I have a few questions. Questions that have bothered me since my dad used to read me this poem. What exactly is a sugar plum, and how do they dance?
They were a favorite treat of my children. They only danced in the imagination.
You said you wrote the entirety of the poem on Christmas Eve. Exactly how long did that take you?
3 hours.
3 hours. And yet, sir, unlike your other poems, you wrote it in anapestic meter.
It fit the subject matter.
You wrote in an unfamiliar meter in a matter of hours. I find that difficult to believe, especially given the subject matter is a children's verse, which is also not your forte, and it involves smoking, which you admit to abhorring.
Have people not doubted you before, Miss Rush? Placed you in a well-defined perception based on limited information that you ultimately found profoundly inaccurate? Miss Rush, you and others have researched me and Major Livingston through books and articles and presume to know us. You yourself are known to a great many through the written words of people who have never met you. Would you say that their depictions are accurate?
No.
Then in this, we are in accord. Yes, I was a professor of divinity, and yes, I primarily wrote books of an academic nature, and yes, I could, at times, be considered a curmudgeon. But I am also a man who loved his children and loved to see the joy of Christmas through their wondrous eyes. Loved it so deeply that I was inspired one snowy evening many years ago.
Thank you.
I'm sure you, like Mr. Avery, must understand what it's like to have more than one interest in one's pursuits. Is that not so?
Court is adjourned while the jury deliberates.
Did you just throw your case?
I think I did, but that's what felt like the truth. And as you know, my character is a truth seeker.
No, he got you with the more than one pursuit speech, didn't he?
Madison.
Sophia, I thought you were supposed to be in
Vienna. I will be later tonight. But When Jefferson called me to tell me you are going to take over the lead role, I had to be here.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
It was wonderful. I mean, Lena did a terrific job in rehearsal, but you, my dear, took it even further. I especially loved all the flirtation between the two leads.
Yeah, me too.
It's new.
It's delightful. Please keep it in for future performances.
Future?
I want to sponsor the play annually in Troy.
Thank you so much. I don't...
Let's talk in the new year about other possibilities. I could use a director of your skills.
I look forward to it.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hearing, hearing! The jury has returned with a verdict!
So who do you think it's gonna be?
I don't know. My dad's a good lawyer.
Okay, lights on one, curtain. Thank you, darling.
It appears that the jury has become hopelessly deadlocked in our allotted time. The verdict is 9-1 for Clement Clark Moore.
Well, I guess this means you'll have to come back next year.
What do you say, counselor?
No objection.
Court is adjourned.
Thank you to everyone for coming out tonight and being a part of our first performance of Trial Before Christmas. And now it's only fitting that we say to you, Merry Christmas to all! And to all of you.
There was no Christmas party in Poughkeepsie.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
You cheated.
Prove it.
I will. Next year.
I love Christmas time in New York.
I know. I can't wait to be here full time.
What do you mean?
Well, I thought I'd move to New York and pass the bar, so
I know. Would you just kiss me already?
I thought you didn't date actors.
Good thing you're a convincing lawyer.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.